Build. Methods. Okay. Oh, 4-7. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I know how. In other type definition. Okay. So the only thing that type does is change the context and how the data is being manipulated and how the memory is being manipulated. Right, like fundamentally that's what's happening. Hmm. Sorry, get into my stream manager. Sad face. I lost a follower at some point. Oh, whatever. Yeah, I already know. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What the fuck is going on here? Turn alien. Okay. But it's what? By. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. A function that is a member of a structure is namespace within that structure. It's called by specifying the namespace using the document. So here's like a big thing. Self-heat. Yeah, because this is how you specify this self stuff, right? Because the way that it's working is like this is how you have like object oriented. This is how you are building up structures. So this is a little bit strange. But like this is also pretty common practice in other languages, right? Because like that's how Lua does it. That's how Lua does it. But I don't know if I like that. Alright? Because there's also the whole return type stuff too. Because one of the things that I could do is that if I were to do something similar here, right? Right. If I were to do something similar here, right? If I were to do something like pub on foo, public function foo. Well, I mean, if we had like a struct, right? So there's two things that we want to do, right? We have the idea of return values, right? We have the for one, we have the idea of return values, and we have two is yeah, methods, right? So for one, we could do something along the lines of I don't necessarily hate FN. I don't necessarily hate it. But one of the things that we could do is we could do in out. That's something to do. So FN what here? Oh, hello. Hello, kitty. How's it going? Good morning. It's my birthday today. Good morning. How is you? How are? Eh. If I did, um, because I want to do. Yeah, thank you. Thanks. And I 35. Big one, big 3-5. That's good. That's good to hear. Do I want to do something like that? That's not out. These are in. Yeah, I outlived Jesus 2 years ago. Let's see here. Oh, and then what? I'm still waking up, so we'll see how it goes. Um, Yeah, I know it's an empty buffer. At the point is a scratch buffer. We have the heat ray. I'm just kind of trying to. I unfortunately kind of need to get things moving along really quickly. Uh, like I have some other people that I need to like talk to and stuff. Just kind of trying to do a mental reset before having to adult harder. Yeah, today and tomorrow's gonna be real busy days. I presume. Yeah, I'm having an okay day today. Not great, but not terrible. So, oh shit. Um, I've got to do something. I forgot to put in headphones. Bluetooth devices connected. There we go. I'm probably gonna fail. Let's say. Okay, so this is strange. Because, like, I'm also, like, while I'm learning other languages, I want to kind of hatch out the kind of syntax that I want, right? Because I don't know if I want, like, because I feel like because I like type name value, right? Like, I like that. Um, I would also really enjoy having, um, I like the mutability and immutability tags. Hmm. But I think the just like the overall ideology of having of like setting values and setting stuff, flipping bits in memory. That's what tungsten does. Just flip bits in memory. Um, and I just want to be able to have a more like idiomatic way of going along that route with also having memory safety, right? Or I should say, be a bit more memory safe, where you know it just cleans up objects and cleans up keep allocations and stuff like that for you reliably. So, and if you don't know what ziglings are, this is a Git repo. That's just kind of like it's a puzzle, basically. It's a set of, it's a set of files and stuff that you compile, and as you go through them, it throws compile errors and stuff. And you just kind of walk through the whole thing and read the errors for hints, read the source code, fix up the code, and it teaches you it in a controlled way. So here, right, which I think is like super cool. And I think Rust had the same thing with like Rustlings, which is really really cool. I love this idea. This is a super awesome idea. It's a really great way of just kind of embedding a embedding, just teaching the not just like the syntax and all that stuff, but just how things work. A method work. Let's see if we can help our elephants a bit more with some elephant methods. Yeah. Yeah. Or else, yeah. This means, or else, I'm gonna be. Oh, okay. Get tail. Self tail. Cool. That is tail. Tail not equal to. And I think like I would want, like, because I want to do like default, um like a like it's okay for things to be like vectors, because there's a lot of situations where it's just like, if function exists, do function, right? Or else if throw error. It might be nice to have, but like that kind of error checking is super common, and being able to have like a shorthand for that, being able to have something that's a bit more conducive and whatnot is something very very powerful, very very nice. And I think I want to, like, that's something I want to do for tungsten. And like it's largely just going to be me. It's not going to be like, I don't think I'm going to have very many other people working on tungsten, you know but I also want to have tungsten be something that's very very open-ended, more of like a meta language, just like this interface that is this um this manifold that you interact with, um, on a very low level, and you can build up your concepts up. And I think that is something that's very important, because I think structs are going to have um yeah, I feel that structs are going to need mm, I'm just trying to think of stuff here. Okay, so what is it I'm trying to do? What's the area? After statement. Oh, okay. Hmm. Yeah, it's just a get go. And is this something I have running? Mm-hmm. It has self. Interesting. Okay. So I think one of the main things that I want to do is that if it only has one out, because I want to have, again, this is manipulating them, right? And the idea is that you access, like, you're interfacing with functions through pointers. I want tungsten to be a language about pointers, right? So you are indexing into it, kind of sort of astrocasters, right? um, Not like I don't want everything to be, everything about pointers and shit. Um, but like I want it to be very clear that tungsten operates on pointers. You can do things like pointer load. You can do things like type coercion very easily. Um, and reinterpret casting. Like these are all things that I really want because there's a lot of really cool shit they can do with um, reinterpret casting and stuff like that. Like reinterpret casting is not something that's very common. It's a lot more common in places like um, a GLSL, something like that. But in like actual production code, it's not very frequent that you would use reinterpret cast, right? A val cast, a V cast, right? Um, or like a T cast or something. So these are things that um, yeah. Yeah, because like I think a lot of things are going to be. I feel like there are going to be some level of virtualized typing and stuff, because I think that you will have a lot of um, yeah. I don't know how to put it, but yeah, like reinterpret casting is not very common. Like it has its uses, right? It has a lot of really good uses. Um, right, because like new because like one of the things that I have is that you have um, you'd have uh float, float, rand, and then you have an I32, you have an F32 rand, right? If you have something that's like an I32 rand. Here we'd have, you know, I32 seed. And then here we have a return split mix. Right. And then here now we have F32 seed, or I mean, I guess I32 seed. Right. And then here, like set seed, all that other stuff, whatever. And then here is you do what is it? You get the yeah, it's like, you know, reinterpcast, you know, yeah, you reinterpret, you do reinterpcast all the bits and mask it out and set them and do a bunch of shit. I have a thing that I did that does it, and you know, it works super well and stuff, but yeah, shit. Okay, so Zig, build. Quiz. Checks. Quiz tips. Your alpha confidence goes here. Okay. STL has this. Trunks and tails are handy things. I'm holding here. Wrong method. Interesting. Okay, well, I mean, you know, we have a public function get trunk self elephant whatever. And this is an elephant. Okay. super dumb. I'm a dumb fuck. Return myself. Front. Question mark. This. Yeah, that just means or else. Unreachable. So you can do either or, right? So, because there's things like null pointers and stuff, right? That might be something where I might not do actual null pointers. Because I think there's some things that I want to remove from C that are that have very few legitimate use cases. Okay, so all right, so we have the trunk, and we have as pub fn as trunk. Open, right? Bool. And then here it's a return self not equal null. So because to be honest with you, I do like implicit casting, right? I do like having the idea that you can have you can just like pass in numbers, you can just pass in things, right? And effectively the true state says null and not null. Right? Like null being false. And anything other than null being true. Right? Except for like things like zero. Like a few edge cases. We have like zero for like floats if it equates if the value is zero. You know, a few things like that, alright? Where zero is always falsy. Right? Like zero is never truthy. Having that, it makes certain things just a lot nicer to reason about. In computer science, there's a lot of C-isms that kind of pull in from that, and I think it would be ill-advised to staunchly avoid them. A lot of languages struggle with competing with C and C++ because they are so vehemently opposed to being like them, right? And the main reason why D failed is because of the like garbage collector. Everything else about it's fucking great. I fucking love. I love D like kind of sort of ancestors. There's a lot of other things in D that I don't like. Um, but like things like operator overloading, I feel is incredibly important. And I think a large part of that is just going to be that you have, um, you know, you have, you know, um, blank, op, right? A op B, right? Because you have unary, and you have prefix, you know, something like you can think of it like minus 5, right? You have post fix, in this case it's L A star, right? Um, yeah, binary, 3 plus 5, right? And being able to define all these is kind of important, right? So I think fundamentally, if I make it so that if I mandate that all operators have white space around them, like period, end of fucking discussion. Like it is a syntax error not to have white space, which I know that for some developers may be a little bit of an issue, right? That's extra keystrokes. But I feel like there's some things that I want to do with because there might be, because tungsten operates on pointers. Fundamentally, it is just a pointer-based language. It is just a language that manipulates pointers. Then what? Yeah. Elephant track methods here. Linked elephant. Equals, yeah. Uh-huh. Whoops. What? Turn self 35. Okay, so 49. 35 G 35 return. Oh, self dot trunk is not equal to null. I'm a dumb fuck. Your girl's a dumbass. Okay. It's a build. I think pretty soon I should be able to get going on some stuff. Alright. Because I'm also wondering like how quickly I can get like Raylib up and running. If I can get Raylib up and running, then I can start porting. I can start porting Kern from Lua into Zig. And I think I should be able to solve a lot of like the screen tearing issues, some performance issues, and like just like a lot of issues I've been having. Like yeah, Love2D is fucking awesome and incredible, and everyone should like learn to use it. It's a really good fucking program. Really solid. It's really nice. Because like I feel like a lot of it is you do what is it like I also want to have there's some like Unicode stuff that I want to do with like I don't know, something or another. But anyway. um okay. So 50. Let's take a look at 50. Oh, 5 no values A. That's interesting. Um Oh, we live in a placid island of ignorance in the midst of the Black Sea of Infinity, and it was not meant that we should voyage far. Hmm. Undefined. Okay. Yeah, void is a type, not a value. Yeah, I think a lot of 0-bit. Um, I like the idea of 0-bit typing and stuff like that. Because like I don't know, there might be others. 0-bit typing is a really cool aspect of computer science and just programming in general, right? Because there are a lot of 0-bit types, or there could be a lot of 0-bit types, right? Where okay, Mm-hmm. First line one. Understand. First line. Cthulhu. And this should be null. I do believe to find out. And strange aeons, even death may die. Yeah, it's a 51. No, it's not. Alright, so into the computer's molten core. Yeah, import STD. Hmm. But why is the struct declared as const? I just realized that. Because, like, that's kind of weird. const character equals struct. Wait, the fuck? That doesn't make any fucking sense. Also, I have no idea how long I'm going to stream for. Definitely want to stream for longer than just an hour. But I'm also kind of running on empty, so... I didn't get too terribly much sleep. That was kind of the point. So, sorry, going off in the Never Never Land there for a second. So why const? Like, what happens if I do bar? Interesting. Can I do... dot who? U32. Interesting. You good? Okay, why do you declare const for declaring structs? Do 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 do. Const point equals struct because types are first class values that exist only at compiled and are immutable. once created. Okay, so you're Nonde. Fuck is going on here? King, center your shit. Shit. Okay. Well, fucking hell, dog. That was rough. Yeah, struggle harder. Why don't I have a fucking kill all? Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Brother. Fuck. Um. Come on, hurry the fuck up, dude. I don't fucking like how this shit is going shit. No kill command. Okay, P kill. Um. -9 Firefox. Thank you. It's a P kill. Alright, what are you doing here? So this is malformed. Fonts. Okay, so first class value. Types are first class values, which is basically how I want function to be. Right? Like that's kinda how I want to handle it. Is like the typing is a thing. Here it's not quite the same as the way that I want to do it, right? Because I want to do like the identifier kind of thing, the type identifier as a value. Because then at that point you can build your own dynamics. Right. Anything that dynamics can do, you can do with like a bunch of shit. I just want to make it so that it's not just like fucking handed to you. Because dynamic typing is fucking dog shit. I mean, in that way, like it forces you to understand why we don't do these things, right? It forces you to understand how these things work, and it encourages people to find better ways of doing it, right? Because as people dive into it, some people are just gonna be like, "Oh, well, this is shit. This is garbage fucking language. It doesn't have dynamic, right? It doesn't have auto. It doesn't have dynamic. It doesn't have auto, right?" Um, and that's just like a really shitty way of thinking about things, right? But being able to like handle different things, like being able to store the type data would be nice. Okay, globals. Yeah, here we have a const, so this is a mutable. Function is instruction code and a particular add. Mm-hmm. What is eating up all my fucking RAM? This is 256 megabytes. Oh, Discord. Get fucked. Hello? I said quit Discord. I'm gonna fucking kill you. Thank you. That immediately freed up so much maximum. And normal memory and RAM and shit. Cool. Fucking sick. I'm living for it. Um. Oh, hello. Hello, Noth. How are you today? Dot equals st dot debug. What brings you in? I'm doing okay-ish. It's my birthday today. Big 3-5. Big 3-5, but um, yeah. Let's see. Is that works? Yeah. 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 Let's see how long I can go before I pass out. Do you do much development work or programming or anything like that? Mm, like programming, game development, programming, etc. You do any stuff like that? Sorry, my microphone is absolute dog shit. So yeah, what do you what kind of stuff do you do? Ooh, UE5, nice. Unreal Engine. Unreal Engine is very nice to work with. Blueprints is super sweet. Like I do feel that a lot of like VR standalone. Nice, nice. How is VR in Unreal Engine? Because like I remember it wasn't too terribly long ago that VR support for Unreal was kind of dog water, and you really only had Unity if you wanted to make VR games. But I've heard that the VR support for Unreal Engine is starting to get a lot better. Mm, that's a shame. But I mean, I'm also not surprised. Um, VR is a very difficult problem, and I would also suspect that you probably are sticking your hands in the C++ side of Unreal Engine. Hmm. Yeah. I mean, it's VR requires performance, right? VR fundamentally requires performance because you have to be able to stream the scenery to the headset in real time, right? You don't have the luxury of um you can't have latency. Because if you have latency, you have vomit, you have people puking, you have motion sickness. Um, so having like missing frames, like dropped frames, rendering lag, and all that stuff, it is unacceptable in VR. And Unreal Engine was not designed for VR. Um, it's not a VR engine. It's a console engine, right? It's an engine for consoles. Um, it just so happens that it's also available for, you know, PC basically. So you have a huge requirement to be as performant with your code as possible. It doesn't necessarily need to be performant; it needs to be consistent, right? Because even if if the frame rate drops down to like 20 frames per second or something in VR, as long as it stays at 20 frames per second, like it's fine. It's not great. It looks like trash, right? But it's not going to make you sick, right? No. So if you are able to, because so if you're able to like lock your frame rate like at a very steady pace, then like you can get away with a lot of change, right? Um, although I guess it's like some people are a lot more susceptible to it than others, right? I know that for me personally, like I'm pretty um Like I'm pretty resilient to it for the most part, unless I eat like a quarter of a watermelon and go on the back roads up in the up up in the mountains. Yeah. No, you're good. Oh, thank you so much. Um, I'm back to this. Let's see. So I think I got that right. It should just be standard debug print. Um, it's just the function that is at that location. Right. I mean, I think it might be interesting to have something like that. Something like that. Yeah, Lore of Access is interesting or another index. What? Yeah, this is global. What's the reward? Look, character.gold. This incident is mutable and therefore unique to the invocation of the reward value. It's an immutable value, so even though it is lawful, it can be put in global data and shared between all invocations. Uh-huh. Like, can I do like comp time? Oh no, comp time is not necessarily that. Okay, yeah, comp time is just you know its its value. Okay, compile. Right, you're not doing much else. Um, yeah. Let's see. Debuggerino is yeah, okay. That is proper. Lord access one is incorrectly made. You don't need to fix this, but notice what gets printed in your program's output for this one compared to assignment for gold equals or access. Or okay. Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. So this is going through the differences between like pointers and preferences and shit. Yeah. So we have that. Also a pointer, but it's a const. Meaning constant pointer can't change what its value at the address it points to is still mutable. So you can change it. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that tracks. Or print after leveling up access experience plus skills experience. Yeah. Hold on. Where is it? None. Okay, cannot assign to a constant. Nani? Fix 2 of 2 goes here. Yeah. I'm gonna reference it. Fix 1 of 2 goes here. Fix 2 of 2 goes here. Mm. Fix 2. And single customer is awkward. Revenge function from place 3. Mm-hmm. That's the one we're going to go. That's the real question. How long do I want to go? How long am I going to be able to go for? I still got a lot of stuff to take care of. So, and one is should be that, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. 0 to 1. 0 to nothing. It is up to but not including. So we have up to but not including. And rest in so 4 dot dot. Alright, yeah. Why up to but not including? Because we already have a way to go to the end. Because I also want to do racks. Basically, a rack is a decomposition of parts. So you have oh fuck. So instead of having all the data in one location, you have each dictated type in a single array. Right. And this is like really useful for I don't know if you can do because I want to do arrays of racks. Because like a rack is a struct of arrays rather than an array of structs. Is distinctly different. Okay. Fucking. So it should be instead of 4. Wait, well, I mean, it'd probably be a pointer, but um, mm-hmm. Okay, fine. Since it's so small, I'll just do it by value, I guess. I wouldn't be doing it, but well, I mean that's literally a single 32-bit number in this case. Uh, a single fucking. There's no point in putting it on the heap at that point, right? None. Interesting. So this means this, because it's not in a way. Okay. When the hood slices are stored as a pointer to the first item and a line. Okay. That's fine. Good to know. Oh, 2, and 5, 3. Oh. Well, this is on the strings right there. I just wanted to forget that zig string literals are immutable constant value. You need to change the type of slice from grit to grit. Oh, you bucket son of a bitch. What does it rename? Uh-huh. Wonder. Mm-hmm. Hello? Why is... Hey. Pointed to unknown numbers and new one. Hmm. How long have I been going for? Yeah. Fuck my life, dude. I think I'm gonna be done. But I don't know if I can. Like, the main thing is that at night, like, tonight I need to... Yeah, tonight I need to get my ass to sleep. No, I think for now I'm gonna be done. I need to reboot my computer to flush the, swap, and all of that stuff. Yeah, I need to flush swap, I need to do a bunch of shit. So I'm gonna be, yeah, and I'm like passing out.